Hi, everybody. I'm excited to be here today with a very special guest. We've got Simon Hessey with us today, and I'm so excited about it. Really excited. Hi, Simon.
Hi, Karen. Hello, everybody. Glad to be here. Thank you.
Yeah, we're super excited to have you here. So you've got huge amounts of experience selling on Amazon, because I remember you from day dot when I was selling on Amazon years ago. So tell us a little bit about your journey on Amazon.
Well, I suppose Amazon was sort of part two of my online journey. I suppose.
What was part
we started
one?
Well, part one and part one's still going today. Is we started on eBay.
Yeah.
So started on eBay. Started specialising in sportswear. So this is like see your Adidas, your Nike, things like that. So got a few wholesalers on board, able to source stock from those. Created a brand on eBay. So put that, started to work on that with sort of Facebook pages, etc., logos, all that type of thing. And then I kept looking at Amazon, thinking I really don't understand this this Amazon thing, and kept thinking I need to be on that. I think there's an opportunity there.
Yeah.
I kept I kept following Andy Lawrence for a long time, who many people will know Andy is, and kept looking at what he was doing, and then he was doing an online course, and at the time I thought, yeah, I think I'm interested in that. I'm interested. It was all about learning FBA, learning, right from scratch to, and it was a weekly sort of weekly course. I think went on for 7 or 8 weeks, live with other people within the group. I don't know. There was probably 8 to 10 of us, something like that. That was back in. Well, in fact, we started that in October 2016. Yeah. So just coming up to Q4.
Yeah.
Andy was fantastic. Step by step, took us through it. Yeah, and I mean, at the time, I remember, saying to my wife, I think I need to do this, and I don't know exactly what it was. It was £300-400 the course, whatever it was at the time, and I thought it's a lot of money, but I think it's worth investing, because I think we're going to, if what Andy's saying, and as I've been following Andy for a long time, and he wasn't like a charlatan, and there would be my money, and off you go, and followed those steps, and I mean, and I went straight into Q4, and I just could not believe it. I really could not believe it. I can remember buying. My first sales were, or first purchases or so, were from Tesco Direct. When they were doing the toys, and the Hot Wheels. Paying £10 for them, selling them for 35, something like that. First stock went up, sold out within, probably within the hour, and
fantastic.
And I made my money back on that course in the first week. It was just yeah, it was fantastic. But I think I got spoiled, because I thought this is, yeah, because we were at that time. I mean, we were just coming into. I think we'd sort of completed the course, and it was at sort of early December, and obviously right Q4, and people were just, they were buying anything really.
Yeah, absolutely. So you've been going just over 4 years now?
Yeah, and it's been part time. I mean, I have a full time job, and I've also had a bit of illness in those, which are a bit of chronic illness, which has gone on for a few years. So I've probably not grown like other people have grown, I've grown at the pace I can grow at, really, and
everyone's got their own journey to take.
Yeah, exactly. So that's, the work is done outside my normal day job. My wife's involved in it, so
Family business.
yeah. So she's stopped doing, at the end of this year. She stopped doing her normal job, and now she was sort of part time. Now she's sort of full time in the business.
Fantastic.
Yeah, and we've now we've sort of grown, taken on our first VA.
Brilliant.
In January, and that's made a tremendous difference to us. So, I was finding it was quite difficult with doing a full-time job, doing the sourcing after work, and it was getting a bit of a strain. And obviously, we've got 3 children as well, and getting on board a VA is just, it's been fantastic. She's been with us 3 months now, and to get up in the morning and just look on Google Sheets and think, wow, we've got some deals, let's have a look at those, and take it from there.
Fantastic. Well, you've done like amazingly well with like a busy life and a full-time job as well. What was your reason for starting your Amazon business? What was your why?
That's a difficult one, really. I suppose I've been looking at online for a long time, even before I started the eBay thing, and when I think about it, I met someone doing it online, and they were I think it was going back to my 40th birthday, which was a little time ago now, but and they were just talking about a business they had where it was basically pretty passive. Do you know what I mean? They were able to do what they wanted to do, and generate income that way. I mean, I didn't want to give up, and I'm not for the foreseeable going to give up my full-time job. So for me, I suppose it was try and get a business that generated that additional income for holidays, luxuries, that type of thing. But I mean, saying that, I mean, started off the business back in 2015 with £300, and don't really owe anybody any money. Haven't done any borrowing. Tiny little bit with an Amazon loan that was offered, but really all the profits have been reinvested. And last year we went back registered, and and really just wanted to see the business grow, and keep resisting the temptation to dip into it.
Really. Absolutely. Well, that's amazing, isn't it? Because you've like clearly gone through growing your business over that time, and you've consistently put in a lot of effort, and worked hard in it, and kept going to go from, while you're having a full-time job and have 3 kids and a busy family, and you've managed to do all that. It's, that's amazing. That's brilliant. You couldn't have done something like that often, like, unless it's online, because that's where the opportunity is, isn't it, to do something like that online?
It is, and I think starting to look at outsourcing different parts of the business, makes sense to us now. We've sort of got, a lot of our processes and procedures sorted. We know what hopefully we know what we're doing now. But and to use the right tools for the job. So it's buying those tools, and and which our VA now uses. So
and you use Profit Protector Pro and BuyBotPro?
Yeah, use Profit Protector Pro and BuyBotPro and OAD deals. So BuyBotPro, I don't think we could live without it. I mean, how to do all that manually like we used to. It's I know you it's an indication. You still need to do your own due diligence, but it just gives you such a quick indication of you know, whether it's a good deal, whether it's bad deal. You've obviously got things in there like your IP, you know, your IP radar and your hazmat flags. You know, I mean, it's so much. You know, my VA. You know, I think there was a you know, unusually a glitch a couple of weeks ago, and she was like, can't do anything." You know, I can't. You know, you know, just I suppose you get reliant on it, don't you? And
absolutely.
and you know, when that's taken away, I mean, she did do some deals, but it just took her a lot longer. You know,
Yeah.
you know, I didn't get as many deals as I normally would. So yeah, and yeah, repricer. It's, you know what, again, I didn't think I needed it. I've been using a repricer a while now. Well, since Profit Protector Pro was launched, however long that is, I can't really remember. And you know, the amount of time that it's now saved, because you know, when you look, I don't know what our inventory, our current live inventory is something like 700-800 lines, you know, products. I mean, there's just no way on earth, you know. And I can remember the times, and it wasn't at that level, but I can remember the times in the early days where I was going through all those, you know, regularly. And then when you got all the German markets and the French markets and all those, and you were doing it, you know, you were doing it 4 or 5 times over because of all those different markets. I know we've sort of lost a lot of that business at the moment because of the EU exit, but yeah, again, wouldn't be without it. And you know, you get you get more than your money back. I mean, you know, you just see the sales come through and the different prices that are generated. So
yeah, it boosts your profits, doesn't it? Definitely. It definitely manages to take that price up, doesn't it?
It does. Yeah, and I think sometimes you just need someone to tell you, and sometimes you're reluctant. You're thinking, well, you know, I'm spending this amount on that, and I'm spending this amount, and you're looking at all your fixed costs per month. But you know, when you're going to invest in something that's going to generate your money, then that's the right thing to invest in. You know, you get rid of the stuff that isn't going to generate you anything.
Yeah, absolutely. Forget the coffee and get the Profit Protector Pro instead.
Yeah, well, yeah, indeed.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, what's your favourite Profit Protector Pro strategy?
I tend to go for balance, to be honest.
Yeah,
I tend to go for balance, unless you know, there's stuff that I just need to get rid of. You know, you know, it's been in stock, it's perhaps been a bad buy, and I just need to get rid of it, and I'll go super aggressive. I just want it gone. You know, I did that yesterday. I went through some of the items that said, you know, Amazon were flagging you could do with the price. These could do with the price change, and I looked at them, and some of the stuff I thought they've been hanging about. They just need to go, and straight away it started selling. You know, so you know, even if I make a small loss, I make a small loss, but at least I can get the money to reinvest in hopefully decent stock, or if I can break even better, or make a profit. Better still.
Absolutely. All profit is the thing. We like the profit.
Yeah, indeed we do.
So, do you do your own prep, or do you use a prep centre?
No, we do our own prep at the moment. So, yeah, I keep thinking about prep centre, but at the moment, keeping it here, particularly with my wife now sort of full time in the business, we can sort of spread that. The other thing is we do MF items, so we do a little bit of MF, particularly we do a lot on the sportswear, because that's our niche on eBay, and we have it on Amazon as well. What we found initially was I was trying to split the stock. So, you know, so I'd have some Adidas trainers, and I'd keep some here for Amazon, and I keep some here for eBay, send some to Amazon, and you're trying to, you know, what have I got where? But in the end, I've invested in some software called Channel Grabber. So Channel Grabber keeps your stocks in sync. So it means I can list the same item on eBay, on Amazon MF, and we also have our own website now, so I can list it on our own website, and then whenever we sell one or we update it, it then updates each of those.
Yeah.
So you can rather than splitting stock and it getting really messy.
Yeah. Or rather than selling one pair of shoes 5 times.
Yeah, indeed. Which it's still there's still errors. Yeah, so we still get the stuff where, oh no, that's I forgot to change that, or we do get the odd glitch, but not as much as before. So.
Yeah. Okay. So when you're purchasing stock, do you have like a maximum number you go for? So like, do you say like, I'm never going to purchase more than 10, or never more than 5, or never more than 100, or do you have a set amount, or do you just depends on the deal?
No, I don't have a set amount. I just look at the deal, look at the sales history, look at the profitability, and so particularly things like sports stuff. I bought 300 of items. If I've thought that they're a good deal, and I've been able to get the stock. On ladies joggers, I think it'll be 300 of a particular item I can think of, because from experience, that type of thing will sell. Yeah, because I've had, it may be the pair I'm thinking of is some jogging pants for a lady, and they've sold a particular style sold well in the past, and you think, well, that's going to sell well. I can get it at this price, and so I'd buy that sort of volume there if I could. Probably tend to be less on the Amazon side at the moment, because really we're doing mainly online arbitrage and retail arbitrage, so you can't generally buy those amounts.
No. You're stuck a bit less for RA and OA, aren't you?
Yeah, it is, and I prefer from a purchasing point of view, it's the sportswear niche we're into is far better for us, because we can purchase at high volumes.
Yeah.
So,
nice to mix it up, isn't it? Have a bit of all sorts in your business.
Yeah, it's funny how things have changed. So I'd say started at sportswear, we still do that, obviously. Then the focus was on toys. When I started on Amazon, when teaching with Andy and toys, and then we all know Amazon never stands still, doesn't it? I can remember back in 2017, there was a thing coming out saying, toys are going to be gated everywhere, and it's getting gated in the States, and everybody says, oh no, this is the end of the world, and it wasn't. There was a few things put in, and yes, okay, some items of, I don't know, Disney Princess or Hasbro might have got gated, but generally, you just carry on. All right, so things now have, we've got these things where you need the document of conformity now, and again, that's sort of thrown a bit of a spanner in the works. But we do have some toys, but do a lot now in, I say the majority on Amazon's health and beauty. Lots of that, grocery as well. Groceries, fast moving, stuff that people are going to buy every day. It's not going to go out of fashion generally.
Absolutely, we're always going to need that for sure.
Yeah,
definitely always going to need that. It's what business is like, though, isn't it? You've got to find ways. There's always problems that come up. You've got to find ways to change things, get over them, get under them, get around them, whatever. You just got to find your way, haven't you?
Yeah, I mean, Amazon are always changing the rules, aren't they? They're just constantly just throwing challenges to us, and I think the newer sellers will, think it's the end of the world when Amazon, put these new policies in. But we've seen them before, and and they get changed sometimes. They just disappear. Sometimes they don't work for them, and they just disappear. And you just have to look at something else. There's always going to be something else you can sell.
Absolutely, it's always things to be sold, isn't there? So I'm going to add something else in. So I'm going to ask you a random question now, not about Amazon. So if you could have any superpower, what would it be?
Superpower. Wow.
What would it be? Would you like to be visible? Would you like to be able to fly? Would you what superpower would you love?
I tell you, at the moment, I like to fly. Like to get out of this country.
Go on holiday.
Get somewhere nice on a remote beach somewhere. So yeah. I can remember sort of Caribbean holidays before the kids, and we haven't had one of those since. So yeah, it'd be nice to fly and get to Barbados or somewhere again.
Very good choice. I think flying would be my choice as well.
Yeah,
definitely. So do you have like a minimum ROI that you go for, or do you just, as long as the deal works, you don't mind?
I mean, as a guide to the VA, we say 30%, but you know, she does come in with ones less than those, because we're saying, you know, if you know, she puts them down as opportunity deals, you know, so she'll still put them down if they are less than 30, because if something sells, you know, high volume and, you know, it's only making 20, I'll take it. You know, I don't care.
Like, it's making money, that's it.
Yeah. So it's only a guide, and it's sort of just you know, so from a VA point of view, you know, we don't end up with loads of stuff which is really poor ROI. You know, it should be the exceptions, really.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Okay, so if you woke up tomorrow and there was a spare £100,000 in your bank account, what would you do with it?
I'd invest it in stock, definitely.
Would you?
Yeah, I would. Yeah, I think. Yeah, no, I'd definitely invest it in stock. I think there's more opportunities with more cash. I think I could grow the sort of the sportswear side of it even more. Yeah, I think there's. Yeah, definitely. I think there is definitely opportunity there, and sometimes we are limited. You know, we are limited on you know, what we spend. I mean, as I said, I've never taken a loan, and I'm not recommending this as financial advice at all. But you know, I've always only spent on credit cards. Yeah, so I've never spent on credit cards.
Yeah.
But I've since 2015 when we started eBay, and there's never been a month where I've not been able to pay that credit card. So you know, it's just about turning that money over, and that's how, you know, we've gone for, you know, starting with £300 to, I don't know, maybe turning over, you know, 100,000 plus now. You know,
fantastic.
You know, so not the biggest seller, you know, but you know, it's grown to, as I say, with our pace and, you know, what we do as a family and what have you.
Exactly. Everyone's got their own journey to go on, haven't they? It's not, you know, everyone's got their own way they want to build their business, and you know, there's no right or wrong way. It's just what's right for the individual.
No, I think it was a big turning point for us when we got to the VAT threshold. You know, it was one of those things where you have to sit back and you think, right, what are we going to do? Are we going to pare it back? Are we going to, you know? And I remember speaking to Mark Hawley, who's our, you know, who everybody knows Mark as well.
Everybody knows Mark,
who's from Passive Tax, who's our accountant. You know, what do you want to do? You know, do you want to pare it back, or do you want to push through and push through?
Absolutely.
Yeah, push through. And I just think after putting all this effort in, and you know, growing to where we got to, it would just be a shame to think, oh well, we're just going to sort of pare it back and we're going to trickle. And once you get to that level, it's very hard to think to sort of pare it back. You're always going to be thinking, are we there? You know, because obviously it's a rolling 12 months. You know, the £85,000 limit presently. So push through it. But I mean, it does bring with it all that additional admin.
It does.
Yeah, you know, and we all have the problem with, you know, some of these retailers, they don't want to provide us with VAT invoices, and
Yeah, creates more admin, definitely.
Yeah, it creates more admin, and I think if I if I look at outsourcing again, if I look at growing perhaps my VA, I mean my next one may be someone to do some of the admin for
Yeah,
us.
yeah.
Yeah, it's not a task I readily enjoy, really. You
Not
know,
much fun, is it?
no.
Definitely not much fun. It's definitely one of the worst things about running a business is all the admin. Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. So if you could like look back and think when you first started out and you could give 3 tips to some new sellers, what would you say? Apart from get BuyBotPro and Profit Protector Pro.
Yeah. I would say invest in yourself.
Yep.
Yeah. So um, people are always reluctant to invest in themselves. Yeah. So you just see it as a cost. Like that, whatever it was, with Andy.
Yeah.
It wasn't a cost. It was my development. Yeah. And maybe I could have got there. Maybe I could have got there by watching free videos on YouTube or all
Yeah.
the rest of it. But I got it a damn sight quicker. Yeah.
Yeah.
Than I would have done there. And also you had a mentor there. So, Andy's one of those guys, we had a Facebook group there. Facebook group's still there to this day. I mean, that's, what we, 4 and a bit years later. And there's always he's always there to ask a question to,
Yeah. Yeah. So
and
you
I think investing yourself.
yeah.
Yeah. I think invest in the right tools as well. So look at what tools are available. There are different tools on the market. Some of them have free trials. Try them out.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't necessarily need to do it straight away, but you certainly need to start. You need to understand the process yourself first, in my opinion. You need to understand the manual process. The tool. It's software. It's not infallible. It will make mistakes. All software will make mistakes. So you do need to understand the logic of what it's doing, and
Yeah.
and
Of course.
yeah. And I think the other one would be uh don't be scared to start outsourcing stuff when the time's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and looking for help. um there is a danger you try and do it all yourself, and at some points, I'm sort of in the part. Well, it does happen now, but I try not to do it, to be honest. You're working early in the morning, 5, 6 o'clock, and you're going through after you've done your normal day's work, you may be going through to midnight or what have you, doing stuff. And I think to outsource, you've got to have a work-life balance. Yeah.
Yeah.
So great, you've got to get your business going, and you've got to get it up and running and what have you. But there's a danger it just overtakes your whole life. Yeah, there's got to be a purpose to it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And people do say, don't create yourself another job.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, it's great. You don't even need to outsource to things like prep centers and stuff like that. Things with self prep at home. I'm sure people have got kids and they've got teenagers, and
Bit of child labour.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, it'd be all right. Give them McDonald's and yeah, and yeah. But people, the people, near family and friends and neighbours and that, kids want pocket money and stuff.
Yeah, of course, absolutely. All
Yeah.
brilliant tips, all great advice. So if you could have dinner with anybody, dead or alive, who would it be?
Oh, oh God, that's a difficult one. Oh dear. Wow, you might have got me stumped here. Let's think.
Well, would it be a movie star? Would it be someone that's changed the world? Would it be? So it could be someone like Muhammad Ali, or someone like Peter Jones, or somebody like I don't know.
I'll tell you who it'd be. It'd be Pete Townsend from The Who.
There you go.
Yeah, love The Who. Yeah,
Love The Who. Yeah,
yeah, seen them quite a few times. Yeah, yeah, be a good guy to meet, I think.
Yeah, I'm sure he'd have some serious life stories to share.
Yeah, I'm sure he would. Yeah,
I'm sure he would.
Tell us about Keith Moon and all these antics.
You can imagine that would be a very interesting dinner.
Yes, indeed. Yeah.
Okay, my last question to you is,
right.
If you were doing the interviewing and not me, what would you have asked you that I forgot to ask you?
Oh, go on. Ooh. God, Karen, you leave the difficult ones to the end, don't you? What would I?
You can always tell me I'm the perfect interviewer and I didn't miss anything.
Yeah. Well, yeah, absolutely. Perfect interview. Yeah. Yeah, you covered everything, Karen, you know, in a short space of time.
Good. Wonderful. All right. Well, do you know what, Simon? It's been an absolute pleasure to have you with us today. I've loved every minute of chatting to you. You know, you've got such a wealth of knowledge and experience on Amazon, and thank you so much for taking your time to share that with us today.
No, thank you, Karen. Thanks, it's been a pleasure. Thank you.
Brilliant.
All
Bye,
right.
everybody.
Bye.
Thanks,
Bye.
Simon.